Hello, it's me, St. Paul here again. I bet you like going to parties, especially when your friends are there and there is plenty of good food. Jesus often went to people's homes for meals, and he went to weddings too. Imagine that you were invited to a great feast. You wouldn't turn down the invitation, would you? Well, one day Jesus was invited to have a meal at the home of an important Pharisee. Lots of rich people were there, watching Jesus and listening to him. Jesus told this parable to the Pharisee and his guests.
One day, a rich man decides to give a great feast. All his servants are kept very busy preparing everyone's favourite dishes. There is a big slice of pizza and pasta with a lovely bolognese sauce, and some more pizza, and of course burger, chips and Pepsi. They also make some pepperoni pizza and ketchup, and chicken nuggets and chips, and another pepperoni and mushroom pizza with barbecue sauce and garlic and herb dip. They add another chips, pizza and burger combo and prepare some more pizza, with pepperoni of course, just in case. Next, they rustle up some dragon fruit refreshers to drink. They don't forget the vegetables. They put cucumber, broccoli and tomatoes on the table, and a courgette for a special guest. Then they remember the desserts. They put out apples and lots of strawberries, but the ice cream they keep in the freezer so it doesn't melt. At last everything is ready, and the man tells his servant to go out and invite all his friends to come, but everyone who is invited makes excuses. First, the servant invites a wealthy landowner who tells him,
"I'm terribly sorry, but I can't come to the feast. I've just bought a new field that I have to go and inspect."
Another person who is invited to the feast says,
"I just bought some oxen. I can't come for dinner. I'm just on my way to try them out to see how well they work as a team when ploughing the land."
The servant goes to the home of another invited guest, but this man replies,
"I can't possibly come to the feast. I've just got married and I'm frightfully busy. You know what women are like."
The servant goes back to his master and reports that none of the invited guests can come as they are all too busy. The master is disappointed and very angry, and he tells his servant to go out into the streets and alleyways of the town and invite the poor and those with disabilities to come to the feast. So the servant sets off and finds a blind man, and he guides him to the feast. Next, he finds a lame man in an alley who cannot walk very easily, and he helps him to the feast. Then he sees a crippled lady and helps her to get to the feast. The poor and the disabled all really enjoy the banquet, but there is room for even more people. So the master tells his servant,
"Go outside of the town and invite all those in the countryside out on the roads and lanes so that my house will be full."
The servant comes across a very poor couple and invites them to the feast. They can't believe what they are hearing and happily accept. Next, he finds a poor widow in a country lane and he invites her too. She is so happy to be invited. Then the servant invites a poor man living along the road who is thrilled to accept the invitation. The master is delighted to welcome all his new guests, and he says,
"None of those who made excuses will ever get a taste of my feast."
Remember that a parable is a story with a meaning. So what did Jesus want to teach the Pharisee, his guests, and us by telling this parable? Well, the lesson is that we should make time for God in our lives. The invitation to enjoy God's feast is there for us, and it is our choice to decide if we find attending more important than anything else. Jesus asks us to follow him. Surely that should be our number one priority. Matthew chapter 6 verse 33. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you.